I've got to say, I absolutely love the intro to this game where Donkey Kong knocks Cranky off the stage and starts partying with that catchy tone. Then in mere seconds, Cranky gets his revenge on Donkey with this TNT barrel. It's gotta be one of my favourite intros to the game. It's like the old meets the new. Donkey Kong Country is a side-scroller platform game what was developed by Rare and released in 1994 on the Snes. For the story, it's simple. Donkey Kong's banana hoard has been stolen by the crocodiles known as Kremlins, I think. Don't know why crocodiles want bananas yet, I'm just going to go with it here. So Donkey and Diddy sets off in a blinding rage, beating up every Kremlin they encountered and those who work with them to rescue their beloved banana hoard. Oh, I just brought more buttons, mate. DKC is a 1 or 2 player with co-op or versus, along with single player, and this shows up right before you start the game. For the controls, I found them easy to get used to and they instantly felt natural to me. And the game does start off with a blast as DK explodes out of his home and ready to take on anything to get his bananas back. You take control of Donkey or Diddy Kong and you can switch between the characters in like a tag team by pressing the select button to the other Kong. Donkey is more of a heavy hitter while Diddy is more agile. Each Kong can only take one hit by the enemy and usually they run off more faster than Sonic the Hedgehog when they get hit completely off a screen. And how you get one of the Kongs back are these DK barrels that hold the other playable character that is lost. Although if you've got both in your party then the DK barrels are empty, but still fun to pick up and throw at the enemy just like the original Donkey Kong. Although there's metal barrels along with normal barrels and TNT barrels. There are animal friends to help Donkey and Diddy on their adventure, and my favourite one's got to be Randy, where he takes on enemies head first, knocking them flying off a screen. This is very addictive. And I thought that the swordfish was a great help where it moved better in the water, making them stages a lot easier, especially the one with the spiky wheels. Although I did dislike the frog animal where I found it difficult to actually jump from platform to tyre. I just kept on messing it up just a tiny bit, so I just couldn't get used to it, so I ended up avoiding that frog where it was getting me killed more often. Nevertheless, I did adore the art design of it though. And I don't really know why, but I loved the barrel cannons, where it shoots Donkey or Diddy out of the cannon and lining up my shots in perfect timing to the other barrels. And many of these barrels move all on their own to challenge the player. Also, some barrels auto fire and these are marked with an icon. It adds more mechanics and variety to the game, and something that I knew that I had to master, where this game has a lot of barrel cannons. A shitload. I would say that this game is split up into levels and zones, what seems to be similar to like a hub world sort of thing. And once when I completed a level, Donkey and Diddy does this little dance every time when I finish a stage with this music playing. I don't know why, but I really like this. What felt like a massive accomplishment when that music is playing, what never got old for me. But once when I defeated a boss, it opens up the next zone. I like the level design from a tropical environment to being underwater, to the metal field or the oil plant with the pollution everywhere, to the pretty geo stage with its crystals. Each level felt unique with its own atmosphere, along with the weather effects on some stages where it seemed to be like a day and night cycle on a few of them, with thunder and lightning and heavy rain. Then the next zone, it's ice theme with heavy snow on the ground, making the controls a bit slippery, along with this heavy snowstorms that cloud my judgment a bit in part of the levels, and I enjoyed how they involved this into the gameplay. And each level have these checkpoint barrels in the middle of the stage, or have these stars on them, and then it goes like glittery when you collect it. Although there is a little bit of annoyance now and again on certain stages, such as the Scorch stage, where this parrot carries a torch to light the player's way, and that torch just blinds me every time when I turn around. It flashes on the screen in a split second of blinding white light, what hurt my eyes every time, and made me really dislike this stage. There are difficulty spikes, and mainly I noticed this the most on the first train cart stage on the second zone. For me, this has to be the most enjoyable, hardest level in the whole entire game, where I found that I had to be ready in a split second to jump, and with that music playing, it added the tension to the stage and made me hunch over the controller with them crash mine carts and missing tracks, along with them crops going in the opposite direction. It had me gripping that controller so much, with my adrenaline going and hoping that I weren't going to mess it up. There are secrets in all the stages, like find all the Kong letters hidden throughout the level, and if you get all of them and spell Kong, it gives you an extra life. Or locate the bonus stages that are hidden in the levels, And I still love the way how Diddy throws a tantrum when I fail a bonus stage. Probably a bit too much. And it can be a little bit addictive trying to find all of these. And the other is collecting 3 golden animals, and then it launches you into a different bonus stage where you take control of one of your animal buddies and you just go crazy collecting the small gold versions of themselves. And at the end of the time limit it adds them all up, giving you extra lives. And in my opinion these are the best bonus stages. I just found them so much fun with that music. Also, collecting 100 bananas gets you an extra life in the normal stages. This game is very generous with the extra lives. I never run out. I appreciate the enemy variety and how each type of enemy act different to the others, where I've met jumping crocs, then the bees, also the armadillo that rolls up and goes after one of the Kongs every time, and I've got to perfectly time it right to jump and knock them off the screen. Then there's the creepy marine life. There was always something to keep me on my toes, such as the beavers in the hamster wheel what want to try and flatten my character. And the boss fights, I found them a bit too easy. There weren't really any that challenged me until I got to King K. Rool and that fake out what he does. And it got me again, and I knew it was coming. Mainly because it gets back up and instantly jumps, and it just got me like, oh wow, you get! Yeah, I did relish in that boss fight and learning his pattern. Also, I did adore the design of him, and I think that this was the perfect villain to this game. Still, I've got to say that the game over screen is brutal and made me feel guilty to the point that I never wanted to see it again. As for characters, there's Cranky Kong, who gives you tips on the stages, who apparently was the original Donkey Kong throwing barrels at Mario. Then there's a cool Funky Kong, who lets you fly a plane back and forth to the different zones with his own theme music. Then there's Candy, who lets you save the game. I enjoyed the 3D pre-render graphics, and this was outstanding and quite advanced for the time that pushed the Snes to new heights. And it shows the magic that Rare developers had, from the way that Donkey and Diddy looked, also the enemies, to the environments, to the stages. It all seems to have that 3D atmosphere to it, which I really adored. I think the game's soundtrack is awesome, and how it mixes well with the levels. Nevertheless, my favourite one's got to be that intro. I just found it really catchy and got me hyped to play the game again and again and again and again. For how long the game is, I clocked on around about the 2-hour mark, except I was not going for that 100%. If I was, I would have got a lot longer out of the game. Yeah, I did hear that it goes to about 101%. So in the end, I did adore this game, and I would definitely recommend it. So have you played Donkey Kong Country? What do you think of it? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I'm playing more of this.